My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. It is Monday, May 23rd, 2022, and this is the P.O.C. It's 8:12 a.m. SoCal Edison is crossing path. Penske truck rental crossing path. T605999 is the back license plate. SoCal Gas 7X45285. 5YEF458. 7FBU330. 8ZZA324. 09525P1. Omnitron Route 87, license 1370396, bus 1325. Ontario Improvement Association at Group Stalking, crossing path. U.S.C 750. Student Transportation of America, USPS 8RUC 909. $5WXP004, 8KFS412, 5LYP837, 8LWA775, 7YWJ332 with a minor child, that's a Latino male. This is impunity. Right, the people engaged in an ongoing pattern of stalking with the Ontario Police Department, who's engaged in terrorism, stalking by helicopter. This is that same exact entity. Engaged in ongoing terrorism on an ongoing basis with children and whatnot. 888-3183, or excuse me, 888-31B3, 6RHV536. Including these minions, these buses, school buses, not just Omnitron buses. This is ongoing P.O.C. that they're engaging in. 8JTH961, 8ZNT536, 8SOW570, 6WHH092, 6ARL444, 7PDK557, 7GXM357, 8CWJ840, 7WQM289, Student Transportation crossing path again, 7TVB267, YDUTCH, 6DZR960, Student Transportation 7H, let's see, 7H0D186, 6LVW578, 8XMT782, 2925, I can't really see that whole license plate, you scratch on. 5YVM, see, 5YVM947, 6VED818. They're all group stalking children in their vehicles, monitoring, terrorizing with the Ontario Police is what the people of the state are doing. 6CQW920, 8COE527. United States Postal Service on foot over here at T-Mobile at 100 Euclid Avenue in Ontario, California. Group stalking at the intersection. That's a method of crossing path. License 8XHK108. And I want to document what the ongoing tactic has been as of late. As I have already revealed, the absence of the reality as to what is an entire fallacy with regard to how the environment actually operates. And it is an entirely unnatural environment that I am surrounded by, as I've documented it for you to witness with your own eyes. It is an unnatural environment that you are therefore surrounded by. And it is the real-time control of the so-called natural environment. This is demonic, in other words, is what I'm referencing. This is the reality, the very real and conscious presence of what is Satan, right? Satan engages in ongoing exercise of the environment, and this is demonstrated while I reveal that. The entity engaging in what is trying to conceal that ongoing environment. 8KTS485, 8END217, 7Y30304, 8PEF359, 7BZY066, 2329OL2, 8TNG029, 1302404, Chafee Joint Union High School, 5XYG862, W302EO, 8WVS772. And the entity, let me point something out to you, 79849A2. This is Brink Security, vehicle 192275, license 2961971. And not only is this the real-time control over the environment, which is an act of Satan itself. Understand, Satan is controlling the natural environment as we know it. It's not a matter of what we're accustomed to. It's like natural seasons and the ongoing natural evolution of the weather. That's not the case. And I've shown that through what is, again, not only the light source that is engaging in conduct such as remaining directly over my head from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, including as I would remain at a single address. But in addition to that, what I've shown is AF 68953 Arizona. That's White Mountain Trucking, Phoenix, Arizona. In addition to that, 7062OB1, that's Ontario Improvement Association Group Stalking. In addition to that, I've shown you what is the light source that remains directly that is in concert with the distinct method of what is stalking with directed light. And I'm showing what is a system that you're surrounded by. This is not the natural environment with regard to what we reference as the sun, which is surrounded by scientific facts, which is engaging in what is conduct, movement that we expect based on science. This is what you study in science books. This is what you understand. It's what you learn when you did your little science projects and you created your little shoebox image of what the sun and the earth and all the, that is a fallacy, as I've shown what is going on as I remain, for example, in one single building at an address, or if I am at an address and I'm showing you what's supposedly the sun, make this the starting point, and I can be at that address for the entirety of a day, and you have what is the sun that is setting over me at that same address. That is not the sun, and it is exclusive with regard to what would be the sun and the impossibility that the sun would remain over me in that manner and be over anyone else, over any other address with regard to another city or another county or another state, etc. CRAFTYM. As I have revealed this, Amtrak is crossing path. Amtrak on the with the coach vehicle. As I have revealed this, I want to be clear what the latest tactic has been, which is not, it's not new. I've already shown you this. I've shown you how the entity is engaged in covering up its fake sun, as I've referred to it. And it's right there over my head, so you can see it through the clouds, and it's not going anywhere, and it's equally impossible, right? It tantamount to painting it green because it's equally fake. And so covering it up for the morning portion of the day, and it's remaining in that same position over me, directly over my head at whatever point that essentially Satan reveals that light source in its fullness, if you will. As I've shown you the directed light tactics, the directed light is equally impossible to be sunlight coming from what would be the sun, where it is present and appearing suddenly, again, also as I begin any activity. That's also the pattern. But nonetheless, aiming into the Upland Public Library, for example, where it's just you're seeing what appears to be the absence of any sunlight in that venue for whatever portion of the day, and then remaining for the rest of the day. These are tactics of nothing other than trying to normalize, which you cannot. The pattern is already established, and you cannot, by virtue of what a definition is,
You cannot break an established pattern. The pattern is established and it remains in existence. And by virtue of understanding that pattern, you are also understanding, and this is what logically follows, the entity engaging in what is demonic conduct, and witnessing the impossible, witnessing the violation of scientific facts as it's witnessed and observed and captured in a way that you are able to see what it is that I'm describing, what it is that the entity is keeping surrounding me while they are engaging in this criminal system, this demonic system. That is also revealing and suggesting what the entity is also capable of engaging in, seeking to conceal that. All right, this unnatural environment is that which you are capable of fully revealing and exposing, especially if you think you're going to get away with it. No one's ever, they don't even know what's going on. How are you going to ever prove that, etc.? And then also the contrast to that is trying to conceal that while maintaining the same exact system. It's not stopping the system, and it is, you're fully capable of engaging in that. A minion that is stalking with directed light, molesting with directed light, that's an act of Satan. It's an impossible occurrence. You are therefore capable of both engaging in molesting with directed light and refraining from engaging in directed light. All right, this is the same thing with regard to the fake sun remaining directly over my head, which is already a matter of conclusive evidence, captured over a term of years, by the way. 533-7933. And so, like I'm stating, I want to be clear what the entities it has engaged in and is engaging in, and has engaged in before, by the way, is covering up its fake sun, especially where I'm getting up at the museum. And by covering it up, meaning it's appearing as though it's a cloudy day. All right, and then when I go to a different city, for example, as I'm in Upland, California, then that fake sun is in that same exact position right over my head and remaining there upon my exit of whatever city that is, which is in Upland, California. And I'm just using that as an example because that's where I've been as of late. 8ZBL990. But again, like I said, I have already documented over a term of years that the sun is captured, quote unquote, rising, okay, as early as 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. The entity is placing a light source, which is not possibly the sun. This is documented more than just 2022, and there is no tactic of creating some cloudy day that changes that. And it also follows based on what the entity is mimicking, based on the fact that the entity is engaging in what is mimicking the natural environment. The natural environment, which I put in air quotes, the natural environment as we know it, as we've studied, as we've been told, that's surrounded by supposedly alleged scientific facts. There is no tactic whereby you are creating what is a cloudy day. A cloudy day does not mean that the sun is suddenly out of its ordinary presence. You have engaged in the moment that it was ever placed over you, for example, in the morning at a location, meaning you're observing it at that address or wherever it is that you are located. That remains the case. It's not forgotten. It does not change. And it's equally impossible that it would at any time. You can wait a week. You could wait a month. It is never the natural environment, and it is equally powerful evidence of showing what is that demonic environment where you are capturing that supposed sun in that same address later in the day, as I have captured setting over me right across the street from the museum. That's not the sun. Directly over me at the museum, 5:45 p.m., where yesterday I was at the Ovid Family Community Library. Understand the big picture. You're looking at a map. The Ovid Family Community Library is less than 1,000 steps for me north on the same block, okay? And I wouldn't even say it's not even 1,000 steps. You're talking about less than 500 steps away. Literally walking from the Ontario Museum to the Ontario Town Square, the Ovid Family Community Library. All right. There is Hope Boulevard, and then B Street and C Street. The C Street turn circle. This is steps away. That is the direction north. That is no movement west whatsoever. I am capturing on an ongoing basis, even as the entity engages in that. Under no circumstances would the sun be present over me at that address in the morning, which I've captured. Wells Fargo, that's the same address as the Ovid Family Community Library. It's remaining directly over me. And so you're understanding, first of all, what's the big picture. And I'm spelling this out for those who are observing my documentation from afar. If you don't know where I'm at and I'm giving addresses and you don't know the significance of documenting what's the fake sun over me at Wells Fargo at 240 North Euclid Avenue in Ontario, and the fake sun over me at the Ovid Family Community Library in the evening at 215 East C Street, Ontario, California. Wells Fargo and the Ovid Family Community Library are on the same C Street turn circle. Amtrak. License plate P802829, vehicle 47995. That's the coach, the crossing path. And so that's just an example. It's the same thing with the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue in Upland, California, for example. Steps away from the Upland Public Library. I just walk there, get something to drink or something to eat or whatever, and I walk right up to the Upland Public Library. Steps away. Okay, steps away from each other, and steps away from each other in the direction, even if it was on the opposite side of the street, which would be I'm walking west to get to the opposite side of Euclid Avenue. The fake sun is over me on that same street in the morning and in the evening. That is not the sun. That's an impossible occurrence. And there is no act of covering up the sun in the morning while I'm in Ontario and then showing it while it remains directly in the same position over my head as I go up the street to Upland, or as I go outside of the city to, for example, like yesterday when I am, if I go to Chino or if I go to Pomona, this is essentially the tactic. And I just want to remind everyone that there is a whole body of evidence that already exists. This is demonic, what I'm showing you. This is not the natural environment. This is not some occurrence of which just happens to be a cloudy day. This is an entity that is witnessing my exposing the unnatural environment and therefore the unnatural people in that environment, what is essentially an ongoing criminal system that is occurring unbeknownst to American citizens in this country, and it's occurring through the citizens in this country. License 7WPH288, and they are the demon possessed. In revealing this demonic environment, it is revealing the demon possessed. All right, and Satan is fully engaged in that while you're covering up your fake sun, which, by the way, day in and day out, you're talking about for a term of years where the entity is keeping that fake sun over the museum, over whatever car I'm sleeping in, over whatever hotel that I may be sleeping in for the duration of the day, where it's rising over me at that venue and it's setting over me at that same exact venue, where the entity is molesting and stalking and filling whatever location I'm at with directed light at that venue. And that remains to be the case. So that never changes, and that never in any way is any sort of evidence helpful to, or in any way suggesting that it's anything other than that, because you would never have that occurrence under any circumstances whatsoever. All right, so I just want to remind that you of that. 8XJG937, and as I've also shown, the cloudy sky, the fake sun remains directly over me at all times under what is a supposedly cloudy sky, which I've also shown. All right, I've captured video. This is supposedly a cloudy day. Moments later, okay, there's a cloudy day. Well, there's the fake sun right there over my head. It is in no way a departure or some deviation from the same exact pattern of conduct, stalking with an environment. The entity that is present in an environment that is remaining around you is that impossible environment, which is in violation of scientific facts, which train us to believe that the environment works a certain way, that the sun does a certain thing, the sun is engaged in a certain conduct or whatever. That is intentionally the case, all right? But when you have what is objective evidence speaking to what is, that's impossible to be the case. And it's also impossible to be the case for everyone else because there's only one sun. That's also the scientific fact that we've been told about the environment, all right? But that's not the case when it's remaining over me, for example, at an address from morning until evening. And I'm also showing you, you can even look on TV, look on any YouTube video, look on any pictures that you, or people, anything you're able to witness. People have the sun over them in another city in Nebraska. How is this the case? And I've shown you what's the evidence of what's going on here. It's revealing what's going on in the rest of the world. 70620B1, that's Downtown Ontario Improvement Association group stalking. And so this is revealing what's going on in the rest of the world, even in, like I've said, very easily. You can look at reality TV. These minions are under the fake sun. Their shadows are speaking to what is a light source hovering right over them. You can even see it in their pictures. The entity is revealed. It is all over the way that you, it's all over media. You can witness it on an ongoing basis. What is that unnatural environment? Even as where I remain, and I'm showing you what is a scientific impossibility, that will be the sun. In addition, 8LWS693, in addition to that, it is impossible to be the sun that's over those people where you're looking at it on the internet or you're looking at it at TV in this country, even in LA. Okay, the light source over the Kardashians and in Los Angeles. Well, not when it's remaining over me and up in California, all right, or in Ontario, California, rising and setting over me. That's the P.O.C. All right, it's currently 8:30 a.m. and Omnitrans is present. David is engaging in operating. He's monitoring. It's P.O.C. All right, it is 8:32 a.m. and on the bus of what is bus number 2357, and employee 2366 is operating this bus, going by the name of David, and again monitoring with the Ontario Police Department. And that is the case also, as I've also captured on video, the people of the state, this company and this particular operator engaging in what is terrorism while the entity is stalking me by a helicopter on the bus that he is operating. This is the pattern of conduct that's underway. So I want to be clear on that. And I also captured what is the light source that's right here at the same bus stop. The same bus stop that I arrived at yesterday at after 12:30 in the afternoon. and the light source is over me at that same bus stop as I capture on video en route to this venue. And I'm showing you also the unmistakable presence. That is exactly what that is. It's a fake sun, which I've already captured before today. I've already captured the fake sun, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. That's exactly what I was pointing out as I captured that yesterday coming from Chino. But not only that, you have what is the directed light that's on the bus. All right. And you can see this is the ongoing environment. This is stalking with the fake sun. That is capturing the impossible. Right. As I've shown you that conduct actually in every sort of, it's impossible where I'm coming from the museum. It's impossible, period. You're talking about what is that duration and the ongoing perpetual presence of what is a non-moving sun. That's not the sun. That's not the natural environment. It's an impossibility. And I've also shown you the unnatural character of this light. This is directed light. It's not even sunlight. But in addition to that, yesterday I came from a different city, arriving at the bus stop here at after 12:30 p.m. Whereas I'm usually coming from, for example, the remaining in Ontario and coming to this bus stop and going to a different city. And that is significant because I started at this bus stop in the morning where the entity is covering up its fake sun. All right. And as I move about from Ontario, go to Upland, the entity is engaging in that pattern. So yesterday you have what is the light source that's over me. I get on at Route 83 and I go to Chino, California, where the light source is remaining over me in the morning hours, where it's doing this, where I'm at the Wells Fargo Bank, where I'm at the Ovid Family Community Library, where I'm at the Fontana Lewis Library, where I'm at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts, where I am at the B&G Plaza, in Ontario, okay, where I am remaining and documenting, for example, M. Ross at American Legion, as I did as of late, remaining directly across the street from the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. But where I go to Chino in the morning, you have the light source that is in its central presence, in its zenith over my head, all right, and you have coming from that city, remaining there, did not remain anywhere over the Chino Branch Library, which is the case when I go to that Chino Branch Library in the city of Chino. I went specifically to what is that Stater Brothers Plaza. You see the fake sun over that Starbucks, where I have never been before. You see it remaining there, and you see it remaining over my head as I walk about that venue and remain there, okay, for over 2 hours. And then you see it remaining directly over me when I go back to the same street, Euclid Avenue, getting on that bus stop and going back to Ontario. And it's remaining over me as I come to the same bus stop where the fake sun is over me right now at 8:30. Following from the museum, this is the light source that's over me at this same bus stop earlier, 7:30 in the morning, at 9:30 later when I remain in Ontario, but yet at this hour, you have what is remaining in alignment, and at this earlier hour, moving in alignment with me on the bus, whereas yesterday I'm coming from Chino, I am remaining in Chino, I'm coming in this direction after 12:30 in the afternoon, and going to what is the Wells Fargo, the Ovid Family Community Library area, this entire area where I remain, and the entity kept the fake sun until after the entity kept it, as I documented on video for you to see, where Ontario Police is stalking by helicopter, 5:45 p.m. All right, this is capturing literally the same pattern. 8:30 in the morning, 5:45 p.m. at the Ovid Family Community Library. That is not the sun. All right, you've got example after example. And so I just want you to be mindful of that. This is captured in both pictures and video combined. And this is revealing the demons that surround. The demons that surround are being captured as the criminals that they are. Not only criminals engaging in monitoring, these are criminals of a specific condition in this unnatural environment. It is revealing the demon-possessed population. It's revealing the reality of Satan. It's revealing the reality of Satan's minions. People around you who are of a condition that you are ignorant of because you cannot physically perceive it. But they are engaging in specific behavior in that demonic environment, and I've revealed both ends of that spectrum. They are stalking with directed light. They're stalking with noise. They're present in the environment. They're engaging in obsessive stalking as a group. They're not doing so coincidentally. They're doing so cooperatively, while they also maintain knowledge of the fact that they're being exposed and being documented. All right, that's relevant to the way in which that population is being prosecuted as well. And on the larger scale, which is exactly what I'm speaking to, as the Ontario Police are providing what is ongoing evidence about the way in which the actual culture with regards to these police departments who are engaging in this corrupt system, their absolute lack of any, there's no foundational purpose whatsoever for any sort of treatment that they are currently receiving. It is in no way unhealthy or demoralizing for police departments to be subject to a prosecution under the law where they are engaging in what is allegations that are substantiated by evidence. And it's not unproductive. It's not sending a wrong message or a message that is unproductive to society or to police officers in this country. To the contrary, the Ontario Police is demonstrating what police officers are very much engaged in, abusing, all right, the authority and the power that they've been given with regard to their positions, and have been trained and understand that there's some level of impunity that they are. That's an illusion. I'm letting you know that right now. This is an illusion. This is part of what I'm revealing as well, and this is going to be corrected. This is going to be corrected. This is why you have police departments stalking me by helicopter, stalking me in concert with a people. That is directly relevant to what I'm documenting as the entities engaging in group stalking. All right, so this is an illusion of an impunity. This is revealing what is a false sense of authority. Let me tell you something. Satan does not have any authority. Satan engages in what it thinks. Satan does whatever it thinks that it can get away with for as long as Satan can get away with it. Satan is a treacherous, despicable animal. That's exactly what Satan is. And Satan is working through people. Satan is positioned in police departments. And they actually do not have authority. And this is real. I'm speaking specifically. I don't mean this badge that they're wearing where they're exercising fictitious authority. They do not have actual authority. You're talking about what is revealing their condition, revealing the culture that's enabling and facilitating this corrupt system. And you're talking about what is addressing and correcting it. That's what's going on here. All right? And Satan, it's to be put in its place. That's a reason why you have these police departments from city to city and county to county engaging in this conduct. Not just because they're criminals. This is speaking to a bigger issue. This is corruption in the country. All right, it's speaking to what is a false narrative. There is, first of all, let me tell you something. The reality is that there is no harm to society or unproductive message or demoralizing message sent to police officers that are, if you're doing your job and you're not violating the law, then you're not going to be demoralized. You're not going to be discouraged from doing your job. All right, you're not going to be capable of being accused of something that evidence does not prove that you did. This happens to people, though. This happens to American citizens. All right, so you're talking about what is intolerable for police to be prosecuted as, if they're a criminal, then they're a criminal. And this needs to be addressed. And not only does it need to be addressed, I'm showing you in the ways in which they are in no way above suspicion whatsoever. They're despicable criminals engaging in what they perhaps assumed that they would get away with, and they're not getting away with it. 8ZGK943, not only are they not getting away with it, I'm showing you what needs to be a shift and understand the reality of what is going on. These are minions, and they've been protected, air quotes, protected by minions that are in positions in the court system. This is an intentional system. This is by design. All right, and so you're breaking that down at every aspect of that. This is at the court system. This is the people of the state. This is the system that's in operation in order to try to sustain itself. License 50622E3, security paving. 8DFL 708, 6ZSF 343, 7AKT 145. These are all demons stalking with light while Satan is listening to me document. David, again, employee 2366, directed light across the ceiling of the bus. All right, fake sun out the passenger side of the bus. This is impossible. Showing you the fake sun after 12:30 p.m. on Route 83 while I remain in Chino. Okay, this is the pattern of conduct. 6YCV277. That would never be the sun that's over me as I'm coming to Upland, California yesterday, all right, in the morning. And I get on the bus and I go to Chino, California, and then it's over me while I get on the same route yet later in the afternoon. This is stalking with a light source, and the method of stalking with directed light across the roof of the bus. These are demons who are hostile and who are monitoring and who are listening to me expose them, and I'm prosecuting. And they're going to federal prison for this sort of demonic activity as well. It's called terrorism. All right, you understand what the entity is doing, and that's what David is engaging in right now. If the American citizen did not document anybody else but the demon that's driving the bus that you're on subject to it, that is enough, and they go to federal prison. Understand that. But let me be clear, documentation is speaking to the ability to prosecute whatever the American citizen gets, and while you are engaging in that investigation, that prosecution, oh, you're talking about getting everybody else. You can get everyone else around as well. All right, the starting point is the documentation of that American citizen element. It is currently 8:42 a.m. YYD 688. P.O.C. Alrighty, this is again license 1302444, and David is operating bus 2357. Alright, stalking with directed light, terrorizing with directed light on that bus. Security paving is engaging in, the entity using utility trucks at the 7th Street in Euclid at the freeway entrance. Those are demons stalking in the path, facilitating ongoing surveillance, and those demons are getting infuriated while you're listening to me speak about the reality of what needs to be new policy and a new perspective based on the reality of the criminal conduct that I'm capturing. License 5EPE498, license plate. And this is the same entity terrorizing with the Ontario Police. Understand that. This is an ongoing running list of those that will be subject to prosecution. 8N98946, 23U9872. It is currently 8:44 a.m. 7YKE604. All right, license plate 8ZBA133. This is a Caucasian female. And Shannon is the employee at the one of the clerks at 7-Eleven. They're engaging in what is harassment. Directed light is still appearing inside of the store while I captured the fake sun that's above the building. 8SAH060. A license 57768E2. And while it's above the building, you're remembering it's literally on the opposite side of this building in the evening after 6 p.m. All right, and this is the stalking around the venue. This is the demon possessed that engage in this sort of obsessive stalking in that demonic environment. What you hear is a minion engaging in surveillance. Starting his ignition is both knowledge that I'm going to document him, and it's also activity creation and light activity creation. 7NJH068. It is 8:49 a.m. They are doing the exact same thing in the evening after 6 p.m. where the same fake sun, as I've captured it, you can clearly see it while I'm staying at the same property. And the entity is engaging in what is all manner of molestation with directed light. These are the sex offenders that also engage in what is harassment, while their demon possession is also displayed as they engage in that. 42555Y1. License 7SSH826. 8YWX781. 9AIA560. HROD720, 8JIF or 8JIE745, 22931L2, 7YMR102, 7SHF841. License 6FWC171, 8FPA873. 7UPX650, 8NQE700. Directed light is across the First United Methodist Church in Upland, California. That's impossible light activity. A demon crossing path 8DVH240, 8WEB533. It's currently 8:50 a.m. 7FJG633. CC93W57. I can't really see the name. 6LLM963. 6XWN 845. 7RNP502, 8LBP736. 8LNE266, 7EWZ863, 6PJD801. 6AKN089, CD18S42, 8UVB800, 8LSK801. Group stalking at First United Methodist, 7VYV 768.
Hello.
License stalking with light is 7VYV 768. License 8JIE comes to 8JIE 745. She's with a minor child, monitoring, molesting, okay, stalking, and doing so with a minor child. License HROD 720, parking here 7XGD 723, 8FVD 285, 7YSB 782. $8YCG 365. TYGRE 6. 5XYY 389, I believe. And TYGRE 6, they're group stalking with a minor child. As you'll see, the fake son is right over me, engaging in surveillance, sitting at the corner. Getting out of their vehicle is a method of crossing path and an attempt to appear. No, this is what these demons do, especially as they're sitting around in their cars, especially as I've identified that. You're stalking whether you sit in your car or getting out of your car. But they like to get out of their car because you don't want the optics of appearing as though you are. What is it that what are you doing sitting in your car? And I'm showing you the evidence of what they're doing. They look like you're loitering. Are you doing anything? Oh yeah, I'm doing something. I'm walking my child to the preschool, the Methodist preschool. License 8:53 a.m. You're group stalking and terrorizing with a minor child in custody. 7XIS 733, 8DAY 530, VTZ 7060. That's Virginia. ZJF 742. All right, they're all sitting in their vehicles lining the path while I'm walking on Euclid Avenue. These minions are sitting in their vehicles on First Avenue in relevant position, understand that. While the entity is aiming directed light inside a 7-Eleven, this is called surveillance. These are the demon-possessed engaging in what is lining the path. All right, and they're sitting in their vehicles all around on First Avenue right here. That's what I'm taking pictures of. And you'll see the fake sun right over me. License 8WHA 971. They're pacing in the parking lot. Centos is crossing path on 9th Street. 8X19790. 7N04287. 7EKJ 962. 7NHB 520. 5WRR 913, 8GDN 859, 8KIG 787, stalking in directed light. This is a double chin Caucasian female with stripes on. She's got tattoos on her right forearm. 7XTK560. She's a demon. Directed light is on her car while she turns the corner. She's stalking and she's terrorizing. 8KIG 787 and 8HNC 238. She's engaging in surveillance, loitering in relevant position, stalking on behalf of the Ontario Police Department. Okay. While she is stalking in the parking lot, remaining present in the path. 8XNT 872, 8BZX195, 8VKS271, 71971T2, 36029T2, 8V, I think I read that one, 7CSF 769, 7FAZ 435, iHeartRZRBK, 87188C2, 7RCC 197, 8MKS 751, 6GRZ 292, 5KHX 402, CUHHA 5RGY 720, 8EAJ 454, 8GQU 381, 71097B2, 7MFT 710, 8:57 a.m. 4WDW 141, 8B51844, 8GKJ, 8GJK 748, 9AMW 370, 8HXV 932, 9BDJ 343, 5LVR 798, BLKTYKR 8PQJ 382, All right, entering into the venue with the address of 123, which would be perhaps 123 9th Street. This is a facilitating venue, and I want to be clear, the demon-possessed population placing you under surveillance in the specific environment has no basis of any legal grounds to engage in surveillance with the state on behalf of the state, and that's exactly what they're doing, and that's exactly what the state relies on, by the way, using group stalkers that have some relation to the venue where they are engaging in surveillance. In other words, group stalking sitting in your car, and then just getting out and walking into the building where you work. That's supposed to be the cover. Understand? There is no cover, and there is no place of any shelter from prosecution. I've shown you what's the environment that they're in. These are psychopaths thinking that they will engage in what is threatening and stalking you, monitoring, molesting you, violating you in your face. And then, oh, because I'm shopping or because I work here, oh, I live here, that is their placement. You're talking about what is entirely malicious and what is legally irrelevant. What you are in relevant position. You live in relevant position, you work in relevant position, and you're also a malicious psychopath who is intentionally engaging in a pattern of conduct on behalf of the state. And you assume that because you are a stalker who's in a position of relation to the venue where the entity is monitoring and surveilling an American citizen, that you will not be found out. And that could not be farther from the truth. 9BDJ343, understand that. License 16267L2, 7FMR281, and that's exactly what the entity engages in. Understand that? It's exactly what the entity engages in. 8GQU381, 71097V2, 8T19941, 8EOJ076, and it's currently 8:59 a.m. 7WZU286. All right, license plate 8XYA748. Capturing the fake sun directly over me inside of the parking lot of, and by the way, this parking lot where I'm at in Upper California, I am also showing you at nightfall the iteration of molestation with directed light where the fake sun is nowhere over me. That's not the fake sun. I'm being molested with directed light in the same exact parking lot as I've already documented, while my multiple shadows surround my person in this parking lot. This is the pattern of conduct. These are the demon-possessed, 8ZBL429, and this is the parking lot in Upper California where the saloon and sports bar is located. I'm just speaking to what the fact that I've documented this very heavily before, but I did capture a video of what is the fake sun and the distinct method of engineered light, where I am being molested by that, and you're looking at the demonic pacing by the people of the state who are engaging in that criminal system. While they are engaging in that environment, you're also mindful of the fact, by virtue of my documentation, the American Citizens Documentation, the government is placing one under surveillance that has, by virtue of documenting, stated that you don't have any consent to place me under surveillance, to engage in stalking me, to engage in touching me, etc. And that is the grounds of the impermissible threat. All right, engaging in surveillance with the Louisiana license plate 199CTR. Alrighty, this is again license 199CTR. 8. You can act like nothing happened. That's fine. No, nothing happened. You're sitting in your car, right?
I just got civil.
Right. Oh no, you don't have to tell me what you ordered, but you're just sitting in your car, right? Minding your business. Then you ain't got nothing to worry about then, right? 8ZDA938, 9AKF426. That's surveillance under the fake sun with a minor child in operation of a communication device, and that is harassment. All right, that's a demon that is monitoring, and anything that they're saying to you actually is a threat. I don't care if they're smiling on their face. You are dealing with what is an entirely malicious entity who is exceedingly hostile, as the Ontario Police Department demonstrates, stalking day and night by helicopter. All right, and you are not ignorant about what I'm doing. You know exactly that I'm documenting you, even posing that question. That's a threat. 35676L2, 8HDE395, and that is FedEx group stalking under the fake sun. License plate 1393595, 8HDE395. This is City of Upland, engaging in surveillance, stalking in the path, lining the perimeter with light activity, looking for a trash can, looking for something to pick up as though they are relying upon what they're doing as they're formed. They're not. There is nothing that you can do. You could pick up a body off the ground. The police departments, the municipalities, the people of the state, group stalking together. 1395395, 7NLC241, 7NLC241, license AWHA181. License 5FQG612. This is the same location again where they act. This is, and you need to hear it. That's why I document it, because you're dealing with psychopaths. You're dealing with what is an unspoken system in operation. And this little secret system that they have, it's not secret anymore. I've totally blasted that. But this is the entity's pattern of engaging. Oh, what's going on? They're monitoring somebody who knows it, and I'm documenting it, and they also know that I'm documenting them. And not because I held my held my camera up. You're stalking in the path. You're monitoring, and then you are posing a question, which is audible activity creation, and it's a threat. It's a threat. It's also a threat while a psychopath engages in that manner of activity creation. Oh, what's going on? What are you doing? And you're stalking. Okay, let me tell you something. A creepy stalker that you're documenting, and they know that you're documenting them. Would that make you feel relieved, or 8TPA 341, or make you feel confused when you are documenting them day in and day out, stalking you, and then as you document them, they start asking you weird questions. In other words, speaking to you. Well, what's going on? As though they're perplexed. You're stalking day in and day out. That would be even more terrorizing, right? Because this stalker is very, very crazy. That's even more of a threat. That's what you're understanding, what you're listening to. TOPKAT. All right, and you're talking about what is surrounded with evidence. This is no conspiracy theory, what the entity is doing and the environment that is doing it and who it's doing it with. Stalking me day and night by helicopter. You're a stalker. Everything that you're doing is fully exposed, and even your audible activity when you want to ask me what I'm doing, which you have every right to do, you're going to publish on the internet what the government is doing. You're going to widely publicize it, make it known immediately. All right, so you're talking about what is a psychopath, obsessively stalking you and then asking you, as you're documenting that, threat to your life. What's going on? That's a psychopath. License 8E48660. All right, and the other tactic employed is one that just engages in a threat, implied or express. All right, so you're getting on your phone. Go ahead and get on the phone and call the minions you're monitoring with, the police, because they'll go to federal. You're going to federal prison while you engage in that threat, and they're going to federal prison because they're already monitoring. So you go ahead and escalate that. You're going to federal prison, but that's the other type of reaction. When they're monitoring you, they're stalking, and they are hostile because you know it and you're documenting it. That's a psychopath. 31951Y2. That's called criminal summoning. The threat to engage in criminal summoning while you are threatening the life of somebody else. That's a psychopath. 36007L3. Demons, pacing. 06001P2, pacing. That's impunity. All right, license 6KWN430. While another minion that's doing the exact same thing is, what's going on? What happened? 4HEG565, 8UJT292. License plate 5HBV275. 8RXV523. CA67B78, I believe. Paper. Let me see what this is. Oh, they ripped off the paper plate. They're funny. This is let me take a picture of this because I'm going to prosecute them for that. The VIN number is 3KPF44AC6NE435229 on a Kia, April 2022. Ripping off that paper plate, that is a method of seeking to obstruct the ability to document the state, because that's what the people of the state represent. The state, that's the unlawful refusal, removal, alteration, denial, refusal to deny, etc. of publicly available identifying information. 8RXV523. J7G 4606. That's amplification, but that'll be documented as Metrolink. A molester, all right? I'm being molested right now, and I'm Metrolink engaging in terrorism. Roy Cyclery, their group stalking, documented them before. Also engaging in criminal summoning. They also are engaging in what is ongoing harassment. I've documented them. This is the same area before, capturing what is the P.O.C, and Metrolink is providing audible activity in order for Roy Cyclery to engage in that criminal conduct. All right, it is currently 9:11 a.m. 8WAE 784. This is the train that you will never, ever be able to hear inside of the Upland Public Library, for example. Metrolink is engaging in criminal conduct. It's demonic activity, okay, occurring under the guise of what is the sound of a train. This is the work of Satan. And it's occurring under the name of Metrolink. 8 UWK 240, 7 VJN 049, 6 BRJ 227. It's 9:12 a.m. 6 VEP 443. That's a demon stalking with audible activity. I started walking down the aisle to get that license plate. They hurry up and come with noise, surrounding with noise and light. Those are demons that are hovering over me while they ask questions as I document them. Ooh, what's going on? You're obsessively stalking. That's a psychopath. Seven BNB 975, 8LMN 348, 8CTL 291, 7XXE 968. And let's get this minion. Driving this white van, stalking with light, crossing path, license 86179Z2. License 7RNS174. And what that minion is doing is actually engaging in surveillance, okay? So they are maintaining presence in the path, loitering in the path, crossing path as I start approaching where they're engaging in just stalking around the perimeter. And so they're not just fleeing, understand, from being captured in that posture of stalking. They're crossing path, they're obsessively stalking while they are leaving from engaging what is surveillance conduct. And so is GLS, okay? License 36195H3 at General Dentistry. License 8SKS058, 8LZP417, 9:14 a.m. All right, this is Satan driving a GLS vehicle. U.S.3598483, operation of communication device, stalking in directed light and under the fake sun, and doing so while going to what is third-party facilitating venue, General Dentistry. All right, license 8SKS058 on the grounds, 8LZP417, this is P.O.C. It's 9:15 a.m. Group stalking at IHOP at 80 North Euclid Avenue, stalking in the path with light. They're engaging in surveillance, sitting in the parking lot, sitting with their foot on the brakes, or sitting with the reverse lights on, stalking in the path, coming down this this driveway path, this little back alley, in order to be in alignment. 8EZZ242. And again, doing so as I'm documenting the other minion that's in the parking lot in perfect alignment with this same walkway where I'm at, stalking with light. Okay, followed by another minion. This is pacing, DDSMAGD. That's impunity. License plate 8LTL496, 8FSA271, EJA2DAA 5AXW945, 8NLH618, 7PWS898, 7CVJ226, 8VXM225, 8XVX136, 3APL948, 163KCU, 8FAE925, and it is 9:16 a.m. Let me show you what is impossible light activity. All right, showing you what is ongoing surveillance. You'll see the minion in the background at the sidewalk. He's stalking, monitoring me while I'm capturing the directed light on the grounds of the Grossman Law Center, a third-party facilitating venue. Alrighty, license 8SIW770, 7KSE426, 5SBX947, FR851, handicap 6TOY170, 6TMH269, 7HCT216, 8BVB 716, CL13043, 8DHG859, 8EZV459, 8FWJ738, 8RXE849, 6YEZ690 is the demon that was stalking in the path in the parking lot, knowing exactly where I'm at, engaging in what is positioning, that's terrorism, engaging in what is surveillance, 7JPB514, 8BRS702, 8GQS956, 6KDZ239, 8KGM894, 8UGC687, 4YTJ669, 6JWU415, 7ABX179, CC97P92 paper, in case I didn't read that one. NJR, this is a license plate of a demon-possessed minion who's apparently affiliated with the medical profession, and that's unfortunate. That's a threat that demon poses, and these are the ways in which you're also understand how you're going to address the threats that the demon-possessed population pose to the public. You are not permitted to work in the medical profession upon being prosecuted as a group stalker.
You don't know me no more.
All right, that minion engaging in surveillance. He's group stalking while I am literally walking down the street of, well, relevant positioning actually the entire time is where he's at, but I'll just speak to the entire time when I'm walking down the side alley and I'm speaking to the minion that's using their brake lights in perfect alignment with me. This is positioning by demons who are engaging in very precise surveillance conduct with light. 6HGS513, and doing so while I'm at the parking lot, as I showed you in video, at the law offices of Mark Grossman. All right, he's engaging in surveillance and he's pacing around under the fake sun that's over me and engineered light that's surrounding me as I captured that on video, while the minion that is stalking parks at the Mark Grossman law offices. All right, he's monitoring with them. It's all concerted conduct. And he crosses path touching me with directed light. 303 XB handicap. It's currently 9:23 a.m. This is IHOP at 80 North Euclid Avenue in Upland, California, 5WYK516. Go ahead. This is the demon with direct light in front of the car, beside the car, at the venue of what is IHOP. They exited at approximately 9:21 a.m., CL13043, Arizona. This is P.O.C. They're monitoring with Metrolink, amplified audible activity. IHOP is the venue where this is at. That's another very easy method. I'm just showing you how you're going to prosecute, how you're able to document, because you're talking about when you're prosecuting, all I need to know is where you're at. That's all I need to know. I need to know where you're at, who it is, whatever it is that you have. You just have to document where you are and what you're subject to. And obviously, you're also going to publish this on the internet. That is a starting point. You're talking about what's monitoring, that's spanning beyond a radius, and it's on behalf of the state, and it's with the people of the state. That's all I need as a starting point, or that's all that would be needed as a starting point. And the government is able to speak to what is that prosecution of a vast amount of people at the same time. All right, Upland Police Group Stalking. And where you see them group stalking, they're driving in the back little, this is their back little aisle, little, I was about to say sewer, excuse me, alleyway behind the 7-Eleven, getting in perfect alignment with me, stalking. That's why they're driving behind the 7-Eleven in that little alleyway in alignment. That's exactly what the people of the state are doing. And that is a demon-possessed police officer stalking me. And you see the fake sun that's right over me. I showed you what is the directed light that surrounds me. For example, at Mark Grossman's law office. Mark Grossman is monitoring with the Upland Police Department, who are engaging in that method of ongoing stalking. This is terrorism while the police are stalking you. Let me be clear, everybody at IHOP, subject to federal prison. That's how that works. They're stalking together. It is currently 9:25 a.m. Everybody at the 7-Eleven, federal prison. That's how that works. They're monitoring with the police. As I am documenting license plates of third parties, I am documenting the state. Okay, when you see the Ontario police flying in circles around me, stalking me at the Ontario Town Square, and I'm showing you this Latina-faced minion who was group stalking and terrorizing with a minor child in her car, I'm showing you the Ontario police in that car. That's the Ontario police. They're monitoring together. That's what you need to understand. All right. It is the system of group stalking. It's currently 9:26 a.m. License 6GDZ143. Stalking with the Upland Police Department. Doing so on surveillance cameras. Group stalking at gas stall number 8. 22931L2. The same. It is 9:26 a.m. Showing you with surveillance, monitoring with the Upland Police who drove down that side alley to be in alignment with me, monitoring with these minions who are surrounding, and this one that enters the 7-Eleven parking lot to cross path 22463K2. Upland Police license 1567633. Crossing path again, license 9BCV001 7ARC163. Guess what? The demons of Upland First United Methodist Church, they're group stalking with the Upland Police Department. They are under the fake sun, directed light across their fake church. It's a congregation of minions. It's not a genuine church. It's not the true church. And in addition to that, they're criminals. License plate. Oh, can't really see that. It's 9:27 a.m. (8PUY 390). 8DGS 580. BV 4, I can't really see that one. 6837223, I believe. But I can't see that. You can scratch that one. 53256U2, I believe. 7UDA 783. 8YIP 339. License 41325H2, 97502U2, 8SYY023, 7KTZ648, 7UHF461, 7SMH641, 8VVA649, 25950W2, 5RRV656, 8PQZ483, 6V32523, 6FLH303, I believe, or 6ELH303, 8ATT924, 7D, I can't wait for that one. 7EXS332, 5VXG638, BJ04L05, 10304H3, 8ZSF114, 43033V1, 22463K2, on surveillance cameras at 7-Eleven, group stalking as I was there, crossing path again on Euclid Avenue at 9:29 a.m. License 5DER479. It's 9:30 a.m. (5WTN 598). (8SWD 805 8AGE 250). 5SXX 349, 76530H1, 5H 59250, 8LNP 349, in case I didn't read that one, 5TMC 631, 35172K2, 7KKH 331, 51245G3, 8GEG 105, 8WTL 907, Alrighty, it is currently 9:31 a.m. showing you what is the fake sun directly over me as I walk to, meaning following en route to, in the same way it does at 7 in the morning when I'm on Route 83, arriving toward or the venue, passing by it on the bus, etc. The fake sun is arriving as I arrive, and keeping it right over me, and that's where I took a picture of the presence of the light source, which under no circumstances would be at the same property at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, for example. This is the P.O.C. And the P.O.C. is continuous at the Upham City Hall, the Upham Public Library. It's 9:32 a.m. All right, it is 9:38 a.m. I want to document. I'm at the Upland Public Library as I captured in still images under the fake sun, and the entity is sounding helicopter activity. This is the threat posed by the demons of the Upland City Hall at 460 North Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. They are monitoring, and I have shown you the faces of many of those minions that are in that venue, stalking and terrorizing with the police department. That is, as I also documented on more than one occasion, the Upland City Hall is monitoring, and I want to be clear that's a terrorizing method while they're sounding helicopter activity as I sit outside. So I want to document that right now. It's 9:38 a.m. where this is ongoing. Alrighty, I did capture 9:51 a.m., which you'll see in video, where the fake sun is right over my head. And you'll recall as I went to Chino, California yesterday on the Omnitrans bus and remained in Chino, in addition to what is, again, when I'm not coming anywhere. I've already fully documented the entities placing a fake sun over the Ovid Family Community Library. Okay, 9:35 in the morning, where that demon with the city, Ontario, is group stalking in front of me as I stand and show you the fake sun where it remained. 10 o'clock in the morning after that video, fake sun's over the Ovid Family Community Library, which is the same position it's in at 5:45 p.m. yesterday as the Ontario police are group stalking, flying over, terrorizing by helicopter in the same way that the Upland police just did right now, which I captured on video. It's also occurring under what I'm speaking out to you. What is that fake sun? This is the setting. And I'm also reminding you about who's engaging in that very criminal system all day long inside of the Upland Public Library. And that is the personnel who I'm reminding you of, who are monitoring the same animals who I document engaging in what is harassment, as I captured at this same venue. This is the animals that are engaging in that criminal system with the Upland police who are terrorizing by helicopter. And I've identified them by the very employees who are inside. They are subject to federal prison for that very easy method of documentation. But it's even beyond that. You're talking about the Upland City Hall. Those are demons that represent the local government engaging in what is egregious criminal conduct. And it also happens, let me also point out what's relevant. The entity does this moments after I document publish my podcast onto the venue of the internet, moments after, literally after I press publish. This is, again, Satan that engages in what is a show of hostility by threatening your life and stalking you by helicopter, which is ongoing evidence not only against the Upland Police Department, not only against the people of the state, but against what is the police departments in this country. This is the criminal conduct that they're engaging in. Okay, this is the P.O.C. while they're monitoring documentation as well. It's currently 9:53 a.m. This is P.O.C. All right, you do have, it's 10:04 a.m. I do enter the venue of the Upland Public Library, and you have the African-American Kiki, who's at the circulation desk, monitoring with the entity that's stalking by helicopter. She's right upstairs at the top level circulation desk, under the fake sun and indirect light. All right, this is ongoing documentation of what is federal stalking by entity in the bathroom as well. The ongoing sex offense remains underway while the entity is placing under surveillance by the control of the state. Just want to document, you have the minion Kiki. This is the name she goes by. I don't know if that's a nickname or whatnot, but she's the African-American female, and I've documented her license plates many a times, and she is engaging in surveillance, doing so with the state, and her work schedule is proof of presence. No legal argument with regard to what's surveillance underway by the state of California. Yes, it's 10:04 a.m. Good morning, Sheena. It's Sheena, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, can I get a laptop, please? And if you have a study room, do you guys have any available? You do? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll take one. Well, I don't know if I should. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Let me get my library card. Is that one charged?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only charged.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. All right, what you're listening to or what you're looking at rather, in still images, these are the minions that are engaging what is entering the venue of the Upland Public Library and also working at the venue. That's what Noah and Cindy are doing. They're group stalking, remaining present, entering inside of study room number 3, which is right next to me. This is crossing a path. This is the entity that is stalking by helicopter. I understand this is the Upland Police Department. This is how you're looking at them because this is what they're doing. This is criminal surveillance, and this is also demonic pacing. They're pacing around. They're psychopaths. This is the demon possessed, and this is also the methods of the criminal monitoring system. And all they're doing is just maintaining ongoing stalking presence on behalf of that state who you saw flying over by helicopter. And this is the inability to act as though you have anything normal going on when you are surrounded with that evidence. And this is what the people of the state are doing. This is what they're doing at this venue. And it is the breaking down of that whole system. They're literally engaged in ongoing obsessive stalking at the venue where the entity is also flying over the library by helicopter. Okay, you are clearly stalking. That's exactly what they're doing. And understand, these are demons as well. All right, so I want to be clear. These are also sex offenders. They're monitoring while panties are down in the bathroom with ongoing knowledge of what the status of those panties are. Okay, that's the demon possessed, the violent sex offender who's also stalking and engaging in surveillance in the bathroom, all the grounds of that sex offense. All right, it's currently 10:11 a.m. right, it is 1:38 p.m. That's Stalking with Activity. It's a demon. All right, that's a demon that uses the toilet flushing as a means of stalking with audible activity creation. That's the sex offender in a bathroom stall crossing path on behalf of the Upland Police Department who was stalking by helicopter. This is that same police department that is stalking in bathrooms, the violent sex offender, the people of the state. In what is that cartoon environment, which is a threat, while then they then enter what is a bathroom to physically stalk you and maintain surveillance. This is that sex offender, the demon possessed. It's 1:38 p.m. and this is up in Public Library. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, capturing what is relevant positioning, which is nothing other than the police, okay, that are surrounding you, doing so through the people of the state. This is essentially the breakdown. You're understanding federal group stalking and monitoring. The entity is acting directly and vicariously. The police are engaging in what is criminal surveillance in the state of California, okay, that is the state. You're talking about what is occurring on the streets. Everywhere that you live, every public place that you go, you're always surrounded. The entity does so cooperatively with the people of the state. That's essentially the system of group stalking. And the police engage in stalking using their police vehicles, using helicopters. And they also use the people of the state. And the ongoing secret condition is that they are all demon possessed. This is demonic, right? Group stalking is the conduct of the demon possessed. It is the work of Satan. It is revealing what is public corruption. And so while you have the Upland Police that are stalking me in the bathroom via the people of the state, they are doing so in what is the direct evidence of their sexually violent, predatory, and demented criminal conduct of placing one under surveillance and going to the extent of stalking in a bathroom. That is exactly what this Caucasian female is doing while she's in relevant position in study room number 3, in directed light and under the fake sun, which as you'll see as I exit the restroom, after capturing the Upland Police Department stalking me in the bathroom stalls, you have what is the entity that is placing the fake sun directly over me, where Katie is stalking in the bathroom as well, doing so with the Upland Police. Understand this is all grounds of federal prison. You have what is capturing the same exact criminal act, which is grounds of federal prison, stalking with the police outside, stalking with the police inside of any building, stalking with the police in the bathroom. You are a sex offender with them, and they're doing this in the bathroom as an entity. Remember, a demon that walks into a bathroom is a demon that represents the people of the state, all right, including those who you are documenting as you are outside approaching the venue where you then enter inside of the bathroom. It's an ongoing pattern of conduct. And that's how you are dragging all of those demons together as they are all monitoring you together. So what I want to be clear, though, is you'll see, pay attention to the images that I capture. First of all, as I arrived at the Ovid Family Community Library yesterday, after 12:30 in the afternoon, I arrive at that bus stop on Euclid Avenue where I was at this morning, and I showed you the fake sun at 8:30 in the morning. That bus stop where I arrived after 12:30, be clear, there is no point where I showed you video inside of the Upland Public Library today where the sun is over that bus stop at the same time that it's remaining over me inside of the Upland Public Library. It has not left what is literally the roof of this venue, and that is the direct evidence of what is capturing demons who are obsessively stalking. While you hear a demon using the flushing of a toilet with ongoing knowledge of literally what I'm doing on the phone as I press record, that demon is engaging in what is the entirely gross and disgusting conduct of maintaining what is ongoing knowledge, first of all, of what I'm doing in a bathroom stall, and that's why you are stalking with audible activity. Doing so in a bathroom while you're monitoring with children who are in relevant position in directed light, you're monitoring including sexual violence and participating in that sexual violence with children. That's what this Caucasian woman is doing. That's what the people of the state are doing, and that's exactly how that sex offense is going to be prosecuted. But I want to be clear, the entity is engaging in what is this conduct under the light source that is over the Upland Public Library, has remained over the Upland Public Library, and at no time is anywhere over what would be even the street of Schaefer in Chino, California at the same time. And again, getting to what is the impossible suggestion that the sun is remaining over all of everyone in its zenith, all right, at the same time for the duration of the day. That's what you're suggesting. That's what you are left to basically maintain, which is an untenable position. All right, so this is a concession as to what is the unnatural environment and the unnatural criminal activity of the Upland Police Department, who are so obsessed that they are using their helicopters and stalking me in the bathroom, and they're violent sex offenders, and that's exactly how the Upland Police Department is going to be prosecuted, in addition to what is federal prison, while they have nothing to do with what is law enforcement ever, in any state, by the way. What I want to speak to is, aside from that, While the entity is keeping the fake sun and I arrive at the Ovid Family Community Library yesterday, I enter when the doors open at 1 o'clock, and I'm showing you that demon that's walking up that staircase, showing her obsession as I was illustrating it to you. She's walking in directed light across that elevator and that staircase as though that's the sun, that's the system, that's the sun that's aiming sunlight through that window directly over that staircase as I enter at 1 p.m. And you have what is that light source that I'm capturing outside of the window, facing D Street, by the way. And as I walk into study room, back to the study room where I'm at, you'll pay attention to moments later, the light source is no longer over D Street. It is over the window directly above my head. This is capturing literally as I walk from the circulation desk where Katie is group stalking. And I walk toward the staircase, toward the study room, meaning walking to the opposite side to get to the study room where I'm returning. The fake sun is moving in real time. So you're going to see that in those images, which is also speaking to what the entity is doing at all times, moving, stalking with the fake sun. And you're literally seeing that while it is directly over my head at the circulation desk. And then it's directly over my head as I am at the bookcases that are right in front of study room number 3, where this Caucasian woman is group stalking with these minor children. This is very serious criminal activity. The people of the state are going to federal prison, engaging what is criminal activity, including children, and bringing them into a dangerous environment where you are targeting and terrorizing an American citizen, and also including children, and that's sexually violent surveillance. Remember, demons are engaging in what is movement and engineered light. They're doing so while one is physically indisposed, genitalia exposed in a private space, engaging in private activity. Your movement around in that engineered light in relevant position is accomplishing what is sexually violent surveillance and monitoring, and you're doing it on behalf of the police department, the Upland Police Department, which is the state. You're doing it in concert with the Ontario Police Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, the Fontana Police Department, the San Bernardino Police Department, the Pomona Police Department, the Montclair Police Department, the Chino Police Department, all of whom I have documented engaging in what is this targeting system that is an unlawful threat, and it's also sexually violent. All right, so you're talking about what is capturing this fake sun as I walk across the room inside of the Upland Public Library, all of which is impossible to be the case, not only based on duration, it's remaining over me at the same venue, this is the P.O.C, and also based on what is not mutually occurring. It's specifically over Ovid Family Community Library. I mean, literally over the window that's over that staircase, because of course, that's what's causing that light. There's no disco light there. That's sunlight. Right? That's what those demons are pacing around, walking up and down the stairs in. As I captured that demon pacing up the stairs while she knew I'm documenting it, and I'm speaking to what is federal prison while she did that. That is speaking to what is the impossible presence of the sun that's over me at the circulation desk after I exit the restroom where this demon-possessed entity is stalking me in the bathroom. Doing so on behalf of the government that is stalking me by helicopter, as you saw again this morning, over the same venue, under the same fake sun, which is remaining at 9:48 a.m. It's 1:53 p.m., and the sun would under no circumstances even be over D Street. You're talking about what is migration south to be on the D Street side of the Upland Public Library, remaining over my head and then immediately vacillating in position to remain over me as I walk across the room toward the study room, and it's right there over my head, right next to the window where it was above my head as I captured it this morning at 10:19. All right, and that's also the same position where I've captured it before at 12:30 p.m. All right, this is nothing other than what is stalking with the light source while I'm documenting and revealing to you what is a sex offender. So this is the entity that is engaging in what is the criminal act. While you see these demons that are pacing around me in engineered light, you see one person after another, you're actually looking at what are dark creatures. You cannot physically see their demonic form. You can't see the disgusting creatures that they are in the spirit. These are demons who are pacing one after another, crossing path in engineered light. This is what they're accomplishing when, as a group, they are moving all around in engineered light around me. It's called pacing. All right, and it is entirely demented conduct, because what actually Satan wants to do, what actually Satan is engaging in, and with regard to the absence of being documented, the absence of any fear of being documented or shown to be that very demented and deranged stalker in that demonic environment, much as I have documented earlier in my documentation, the very psychotic conduct of just running around in a circle or walking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, or engaging in what is the very clearly disturbing conduct of just stopping me in my tracks and furiously studying their communication devices. This is the conduct of the demon possessed, and this is their objective, and it's entirely sick. All right. When you're talking about weirdo, that's what the demon possessed are. They try they go to every resort to try to appropriate their entirely demented conduct. You're not looking at traffic. You're looking at demons that are pacing. All right. You're not looking at what are people that are just walking downstairs from the circulation desk. You're looking at demons that are pacing. And how would a demon that's pacing, one demon would be pacing by walking up and down the stairs. You are accomplishing that same pacing conduct while you have one demon behind another demon and another demon behind that demon walking down the stairs together, one after another, crossing paths, repeatedly crossing paths. That's what you're looking at in my videos, and they're obsessively stalking as I document it. All right, that's the ongoing P.O.C. So I just want to point this out. That's what you'll see, and that is speaking to what is supposedly occurring at the same time, which is impossible. Remember, I'm remaining at the Ovid Family Community Library, and I'm capturing at 326 the fake sun that's over the same window over the elevator and the staircase. While the entity is today keeping it directly over the roof of the Open Public Library, at no time departing and at no time is ever at the same time remaining over any street and block, let alone the Stater Brothers Plaza directly over my head in Chino, California. So that whole bus trip that I took yesterday under the sun, understand what that is. It's the demonic environment as I remain the target by who are very obsessed sex offenders. Stalking me with helicopters is the ongoing vivid illustration for the world to witness the obsessed stalker that is the state of California, acting via the Ontario Police Department, acting via the Fontana Police Department, acting via the Upland Police Department. And today, would I take no such trip to Chino, California, the sun is remaining directly over the roof. Or if I go to the circulation desk, it's not over the roof to be over D Street, because that's where you see it. It's not over the roof anymore, over that edge as I'm capturing it. And it's directly over the roof again as I walk across the room. Pay attention to that. You're looking at real-time movement. But that's the same thing I'm showing you when I'm on public transportation or when I'm in any vehicle moving. That's literally what you're witnessing. And it is the demonic. It is the work of Satan in the same way when you're looking at the engineered light, that light that sits up on objects, that light that does not disappear and create any, and shade is created when you step into it, that light that illuminates in the shade, all right, that light that creates multiple shadows, upside down shadows, enlarged shadows, that engineered light is what fills the venue. It's not sunlight and it's not the sun. And these are demons. These are not normal people. And this is the obsessed stalking system. I'm just breaking it down for you. And you have what is the maintenance of the light source over the Open Public Library. Whereas I'm showing you it's clearly over my head at the Ovid Family Community Library, where it remained, where the Ontario Police Department were stalking from my arrival and remaining, which I captured upon my exit of the Ovid Family Community Library at 5:45 p.m. All right, so like I said, this is capturing that system, and this is the prosecution, this violent sex offender. I will be publishing her image, but this is speaking to what is the people of the state. And this is, again, the psychopath. You're talking about a psychopath that's relying on blueprints to make them appear as though they're doing something. You're in direct light and under the fake sun. Your condition, which is demon possession, is not a secret, and your criminal conduct. And you are also posing what is an impermissible threat while you're stalking with the police. You're going to federal prison. Doing so with children is the same conduct, but in addition to that, you're including children in that sexual violence. You're sexually molesting. You're also engaging in what is criminal surveillance in a bathroom while the physical person is indisposed, engaging in a private activity in a private space where you go out of your way to also engage in stalking in that bathroom with ongoing knowledge of the fact that what you're doing is known and being documented. And you're also engaging in what is stalking with audible activity in order to further sexually offend while you are all demons together monitoring. The inclusion of children in that P.O.C. movement around an engineered light, you're engaging in criminal monitoring. And it is sexually motivated as it's occurring in a bathroom. All right, this is what this sex offender is doing in study room number 3. And Katie is doing it. Katie's doing it as well. Cindy is doing it. Noah is doing it as well. Okay, the entity that's acting, Kiki, who's group stalking, she's doing that as well. They're all engaging in this together. It's currently 1:59 p.m. and this is P.O.C. All right, it is 5:13 p.m. and I'm capturing what is the impulsible light activity while these demons engage in what is standing right behind me in order to engage in ongoing stalking. That's how obsessed they are. That's how pathetic they are. You can see the impulsible light activity that's still remaining. It's 5:13 p.m. It's on the upstairs banister, and this demon is literally stalking by standing right behind. I mean, this is how close these demons want to be to me. And they're doing nothing other than what is monitoring, and it is. This is terrorism, though, because it's not just pathetic. This is terrorism, and this is the demon possessed who also engage in this stalking conduct in the bathroom. All right, so I want you to see it in plain sight, and that's what I took a picture of. I'm sitting at the desk partition. This demon is just hawking, okay, just hovering behind me. you're not looking at any books in direct light or under the fake sun. You're sitting around stalking literally with noise, and you're doing so by standing right behind my back. This is that's Satan, though. Okay, I just want to be clear. And these are the minions that are over and under the age of 18. They're doing so in concert and on behalf of Sheena. The minions that are here working, Cindy, the minion Katie, the ones who you saw pacing in directed light under that fake sun at what was 3:26 p.m. Under no circumstances is the sun going to be over the roof of the library for the duration of the day. They're all demons engaging in that conduct, and they're including in what is hovering behind me in order to be that close to me. That's how much of a stalker this minion is. This is the one wearing the blue JanSport backpack. This is acting on behalf of the state that is hovering and stalking by helicopter. That's the stalker that they are. It is currently 5:14 p.m. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, what you'll see upon exit of the Upland Public Library at 6:45 p.m., you do have Upland Police group stalking in perfect alignment with the exit of the library where I'm at. This is the same location, first of all, where the fake sun remains present, and where the entity was stalking by helicopter. This is called criminal summoning. They're at the Upland City Hall. This is Milikovich. Milikovich and McCann, M-C-C-A-N-N and M-I-L-A-K-O-V-I-C-H, a group stalking at the Upland Public Library. In doing so, this is criminal summoning. They are engaged in what is bathroom monitoring as well. And this is maintaining presence in the path. Doing so, again, where I documented at this location a couple days ago, the minions that engaged in assault with the deadly weapon, yelling out vulgarities, the same exact setting, the same exact venue where the entity is stalking by helicopter. The Upland Police are just engaging in what is group stalking themselves personally, which is a communication of a threat. Doing so with a white woman that they're standing there conversing with is called criminal summoning. They're maintaining presence in the path in that same exact environment, and also doing so to communicate a threat. This is the passive-aggressive demon-possessed minions that are monitoring. 8ARE634, 7GHN193. They're monitoring with the Ontario Police, it is the Ontario Police, but the Upland Police are the ones that I'm capturing in still images, McCann and Milikovich, and that's federal prison. All right, and that's the same for Katie, who is inside of the Upland Public Library right now monitoring, while the Upland Police are maintaining presence in perfect alignment with where I am exiting out of the door. So understand that, that's called positioning. Sorry, I want to get the license plates. Oh, we've got more license plates over here. License 8NPP363. And that is criminal summoning as they arrive at the sidewalk in front of the Upland City Hall. FB526, handicap, 7GJL368, BN22R94, paper. They're all monitoring with the Upland Police, which they've been doing all day long. I'm just stepping out, identifying more who are, that's federal prison. 7XCB870, the entity is posing a direct threat to your life right now. That's what the police are doing with the people. 4RPH265, 73736K2, Amazon Prime as well. 7LJR338, 8XVX918. License 7YJH209, 9AJG163. Milikovich and McCann, federal prison, right? They are the Upland Police who were flying over my head this morning by a helicopter. And they're present upon my exit of the Upland Police, who was surrounding the perimeter right now. License 1561122. Let me show you the fake sun. And this is 6:49 p.m. This is right here at Arrow Highway and Euclid Avenue, and you have them arriving as I walk out of the entrance in perfect alignment with the exit doors. And then you also have what is driving up and down the street as I'm walking down the street. This is group stalking by the Upland Police. All right, and this is the criminal conduct that they're engaging in. They're monitoring and have been doing so while my panties were down, while the entity that they're monitoring with now is group stalking in the bathroom as I documented. That's vehicle 215, that's a Caucasian male, license 1561122, federal prison. All right, 6YCH495, 6TFU236, 8FTL273, 35842S2, 8MHC968, 8EFF835, and let's see, 8FTL273, I think, in case I did not read that one already. 6YMD051, 8SMP329, 8AIA440, AGGG94, that's Colorado, monitoring with the Upland Police. License 6FTM499. Let me give you these minions of the Upland Police Department. License 1441349, vehicle 222. It's a Caucasian male. Amazon Prime 79421C3. 37891C3, I believe. That's the other one. License 7CKV935. Arrow Highway, the people of the state, right here at the intersection. 8WDR339. The people of the state at 14 Arrow Highway, 20, I believe it's 22 Arrow Highway, 30 Arrow Highway. These are addresses right here at the intersection. The people of the state at 477 Euclid Avenue in Upland, California. The people of the state engaged in criminal summoning and that ongoing sexual molestation. I believe that's 379 Euclid Avenue. On their porch right now, group stalking with the Upland Police. But I don't think it's 477. I think she's 4. Let me see. It is currently, by the way, 6:51 p.m. Let's see. 461 Euclid Avenue. All right, you do have what is license 8PWH368, and you have the Upland Police surrounding with light. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of their vehicles parked in front of the Upland City Hall, and then you have a motorcycle where they're using light activity around that venue. This is where the entity is stalking in the path with light activity and facilitating criminal conduct with the people of the state. License plate 8YCS699, 8WPZ 702, I believe. 8GJS247, 7H74483, 8ZVS 877, 7CJW370, Upland Police license 1464390, vehicle 209, license 7BWV922. This is ongoing federal prison. All right, they're monitoring together, and this is how the demon possessed are threatening also both on its base and also the demonic method of threatening while they're monitoring you. You're documenting it, and they're engaging what is doing so with the police via the police. Okay, these are the defeated tactics of the demon possessed, and that's also why they're going to federal prison, including Omnitrans 1302444. This is the same employee. He's monitoring with Upland Police right now. It's 6:53 p.m. Hello. As I'm capturing, again, the presence of the fake sun that is over the Upland Police who are group stalking where I'm at in Upland, California. This is the ongoing conflict with what was the case yesterday while the Ontario police were group stalking at the Ovid Family Community Library, where the fake sun remained in Ontario, directly over that venue of the Ovid Family Community Library, as I captured at 5:45 p.m. There is no point where the sun left from remaining directly over me. And at that location, I did not come to Upland Library yesterday, and the entity kept that fake sun, which is in conformity to the documented pattern of stalking with the fake sun, until the well after what is 6:54 p.m. So that is also the ongoing intent. There is no event that's ongoing or scheduled that is in any way any departure from the pattern of conduct of stalking by the Upland Police, who did so again this morning, flying directly over me by helicopter under the fake sun. That also, as a matter of evidence, as I capture those still images, is revealing what is that demonic environment, the impossible presence of the light source speaking to their condition. These are demons who are indeed stalking with light, with ongoing knowledge of the fact that they are being exposed, that their criminal activity is being documented and published, and the malice with which and the impunity with that is exhibited while they engage in the P.O.C. under all of those facts. So I want to be careful. McCann and the officer that is Makilovich, or I spelled it correctly as I was looking at his name. They are engaging in what is threatening. That's criminal summoning, and the third party is monitoring with them. This is criminal summoning by the Upland City Hall. It's criminal summoning by the people of the state. That third party standing there talking to them. while they are all group stalking together. I want to be clear. And then you have what is the entity that waits until I walk outside, and this is where they engage in what is arriving one after another seconds after I walk out of the exit, all right, and document McCann and the other demon-possessed partner who are monitoring. That's all they're doing under the fake sun. All right, and this is also the ongoing documentation that I captured of the Upland police who engage in stalking by helicopter, who were stalking as I exited the Upland Public Library last week, while the fake sun was directly above me after 6:30 p.m. where it's present, again, you're talking about 9 o'clock in the morning. So this is the setting, and this is the absence of any legitimacy, and this is also the delusional psychopath that is also a threat, aside from what is the fact that they're demons wearing police uniforms and bearing weapons while they're stalking you, and then also stalking with helicopters. Okay, I captured that scene of the Upland police exhibiting their demon possession, 83290W1. Exhibiting their demon possession while they were stalking in the path with directed light right across the street from the exit of the Upland Public Library last week after 6 p.m. It was approaching like 6:30 p.m. I believe. I think it was after 6:30 p.m. I published this video, and you see the demon possession of the Upland police engaging in criminal monitoring with the people of the state, while directed light is like lasers sprawling out across the grass and on the sidewalk and on the curb. Those are a bunch of demons. And that's exactly what they are right now. They're demons that are engaging in what is sitting around monitoring, observing what I publish on the internet all day, what I publish on the podcast, as I expose their criminal conduct, and I'm exposing the totality of that system that's in existence. The criminal conduct, in other words, of the Upland Police Department and the criminal conduct of every other police department that are engaging in that same exact setting, the criminal setting, which is revealing what is that scientific impossibility, while they are minions of Satan's engaging in what is demonic activity and doing so. And it's referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring. So I just want to make sure I reveal all of that. And the ordinary target individual, again, you're talking about what is the documentation of wherever it is that you're located. For example, if you have an employee's name, you're talking about what is the grounds of federal prison and the ways in which you can immediately identify that with your own means. By your own means, excuse me. And of course, I have a pool of thousands of defendants, in addition to walking outside and capturing more license plates who are subject to federal prison. While the entity is stalking with the police, that is an inherent threat to your life. Not only are they unstable psychopaths, they are stalking you. And they're stalking you in a demonic environment. And they're stalking you while they know that you're documenting it. And they're stalking while they're bearing weapons of the position of law enforcement. All of these are grounds which is an entirely unlawful threat to your life, and doing so directly under Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2 is grounds of federal prison for police. That's grounds under existing federal law, under the language of the statute. It is conduct engaging in what is criminal monitoring, placing one under surveillance, with that which is exceeding, by the way, the intent to injure or harass and harm. Okay, that stalking by police is engaging in all of that and some. This is terrorism, while demon-possessed police are stalking you and placing you under surveillance, and then they're doing it with the people of the state. This is what criminal summoning is about. They're demons that are focused on you, and they want to maintain an outward posture as though they're doing something else. That's a psychopath, all right, and an obsessed stalker. And they've been pacing around inside of that Upland Public Library, engaging in criminal summoning on behalf of the Upland Police. All right, stalking in the bathroom, stalking with simultaneity to what I'm doing while my panties are down on behalf of the Upland Police. Okay, and doing so, pacing all around in that ongoing environment. And you have what is the entity that is revealing that criminal conduct that the Upland Police are engaging in while they're present pursuant to criminal summoning in the evening, and while they're present stalking by helicopter in the morning, while the fake sun remains at that same exact venue, at entrance and exit. Okay, so it's 6:59 p.m. and this is P.O.C. 8XDE033. 6RJS317. AOV325 NENENG1, I believe. Ning1. whatever that is. They're a minion though. 8 CTU 641. And this is employee 2811. Group stalking with the Upland Police. 8 RSE 885. You're stopping now. 8 CZR 891, I believe. It is 7:01 p.m. I'm in Ontario now. Alright, I have arrived at the intersection of Holt and Euclid at 7:02 p.m. This is license 1302444 and it's bus 2357. License plates of third parties. Omnitrans 1545805, bus 2362. 8KMF 665 7EYG 698. REVERSQ 8PXV 927. 5XXT 750. 8LJF 186. 8JOZ 525. 8URT 226. 5VNY 187. Ontario Fire license 1332569. 7XSJ 214. 8WVJ 703. 8ENT 812. Union Pacific 6VAOBZA. They're going to federal prison. License plate 5NKW 193. 8KVR 502. License 8EOH 706. 7MIE 734. 7XUF 097. 5NXJ 260. 8APF 860. 8WRZ 306. I don't want it to be confused. They're not distinct from the Ontario Fire Department, who are also subject to federal prison. All right, but I want to be clear, that's another method of documenting the company engaging in what is terrorism with the Ontario Police Department. Union Pacific, crossing the path in a vehicle. These are the ways in which you are identifying another method of holding that company accountable that's engaged in ceaseless facilitation and monitoring and terrorism with the police. And I've documented many Union Pacific demon-possessed third parties representing the company of Union Pacific before. But like I said, you're reaching into companies and you will be holding them accountable in the same way that you are any demon-possessed group stalker driving an Amazon Prime vehicle, any demon-possessed group stalker flying a Southwest Airlines plane, any demon-possessed group stalker that is operating a United States Postal Service vehicle, which is the federal government, by the way, engaging in the P.O.C. License, let's see. Oh, they want to cover up both of theirs, front and back. That's the people of the state engaging in what is the alteration, removal, refusal to provide publicly available identifying information. 8 MUC 966. 7 LZC 966. Seven WDV 720. Southwest Airlines is hovering over and they're patrolling. Seconds ago, you had another plane that just did a U-turn and they're hovering over 150 East Toll. This is group stalking by Southwest Airlines. 5AJD 201, 7C55900, 8FDA 274, 6NUE 362, 81640, handicap. Like I said, the Ontario Airport, 7KSG 601 is nothing other than a venue where criminal conduct is underway. And it shall not be any mystery with regard to who shall, as a matter of justice, and who is reasonably held responsible for the criminal conduct of what is the identification of the people of the state, such as Southwest Airlines, engaging in terrorism with the Ontario Police. License 8JKG546, as I have documented the hundreds of accounts, hundreds and hundreds of accounts of terrorism by that company, engaging in what is an ongoing threat to my life as an American citizen subject to the system, which Southwest Airlines is fully apprised of, while monitoring my documentation and obsessively stalking, with and in concert and on behalf of and facilitating the people of the state and the Ontario Police Department. And again, like I said, there is a superficial distinction. Southwest Airlines is facilitating the police departments to monitor and threaten my life. That includes the Upland Police, the Fontana Police Department, the Rialto Police Department, the Chino Police Department, who are all group stalking together. License 8WYG588. And companies are going to be held accountable for it criminally and civilly at 7:05 p.m. License plate 8LVD070. Southwest Airlines and Union Pacific. This is the people of the state engaging in what is that ongoing satanic pattern. Engaging in what is replicating what they are hostile to my documenting. So this is why you have Southwest Airlines and then Union Pacific at the same time creating amplified audible activity, which is massive facilitation, helping the police threaten your life and keep you under surveillance, and doing so in directed light, which you see covering the museum building. All right, that is going toward the prosecution and the federal imprisonment of the people of the state, as they will be held accountable for this criminal monitoring system, as I'm revealing it, as I'm documenting it, and also speaking to what is establishing policy as to how people are going to federal prison for it as a matter of justice. And the impossible light activity on the museum, pay attention to the shadows on the wall. Okay, so you're looking at what is not only the placement of that light, that's not sunlight, it's engineered light. And what you hear is audible activity. That's how Union Pacific is the identity of what is a company that is the people of the state monitoring. Okay, but what I want you to pay attention to is the shadows of the shadows appearing in that engineered light. It speaks to the trajectory of light. You're looking at what appears to be like a palm tree shadows. All right, so I'm gonna take a picture of the palm trees that are behind me at a very great distance. That is speaking to the trajectory of light. That is speaking to what is, again, the columns that are along the side of the museum appearing across the center of the museum, engineered light, speaking to the trajectory of light. The palm trees that are along the sidewalk on Euclid Avenue are appearing on the wall of the museum. Impossible light activity, engineered light. Okay, whatever the engineered light touches, literally the shape of that light appears. That's what I showed you today at the law offices of Mark Grossman. While the engineered light is hitting the cars, the shape of those cars, that engineered light is manifesting on the wall in the shape of those cars, which is not sunlight. And also documentation showing that that's not the natural environment. That's not the sun. All right. So not sun, not sunlight. Paying attention to what is the pattern of this engineered light. Also, the fact that it's present on the building, that's the stalking with light conduct. Okay. So even get beyond that, I want you to pay attention to the shadows appearing in that engineered light. You're learning about where this light is coming from, what's the direction that it's coming from, but actually it's even deeper than that when you're understanding what is plain demonic. Satan is covering the environment around me with engineered light. So understand this, it is literally the presence of Satan, okay? When I'm showing you underneath a car where it would be shade, where the sun is above the car, and the car is an object in that sun, so hence shade, but yet you see light appearing in that shade. That's the presence of Satan. It's impossible light. It's directed light, as I've termed it. Okay, that is another example of what I'm showing you over and over and over again. The same conduct, the same pattern, and different iterations of the same conduct of stalking with light, which is the act of the demonic. This is what the demons at the Upland Public Library, the Upland Police Department were doing all day, stalking and engineered light. That's what Union Pacific and Southwest Airlines, as I captured in still images in this directed light, that's what they're doing right now. And that is a very serious crime, and they're also engaging what is that satanic pattern to their own demise, replicating what they are hostile to what I am documenting. Satan doesn't like being documented. Satan engages in more of that criminal activity. Satan sits in federal prison longer, okay? It is, or you're talking about not only federal prison, you're talking about mental warts, okay? This is psychopath, very dangerous, threatening, highly demented, abnormal, okay, beyond weird conduct. So anyway, it's currently 7:21 p.m. This is P.O.C. All right, I did want to document what I'm capturing, which is relevant positioning. This is a group stalker that's at the museum, maintaining presence, loitering in relevant position, and is stalking on behalf of the Ontario Police, who engages in stalking by helicopter and by obviously engaging what is surveillance. This is the third, as I've documented, the Ontario Police Department engaging in. So this is the third party that is engaging in what is loitering in relevant position, stalking the path. As you see, Union Pacific, that's amplified audible activity. They're stalking in the path while with the ongoing awareness of the fact that they're being documented. This is a demon. In addition to that, in addition to what is that ongoing intent to stalk and threaten in your face in directed light on behalf of the entity that is stalking by helicopter. And so that's what this minion is doing, sitting on the bench right in front of me, loitering in relevant position, literally stalking and staring, okay, while they are monitoring documentation. This is the threat that is posed on behalf and in concert with the demon-possessed agency, the Ontario Police Department. All right, and that's, I'm in the city of Ontario. Of course, this is the Upland Police Department, the Fontana Police Department. This is the police that are stalking with the people of the state. And this is a demon that's engaging in this. The entity is also monitoring. You'll see the minions that are coming off of the side of the sidewalk. Those demons are crossing path as I'm in operation on my phone capturing this demon's image. They come onto the sidewalk as I'm in operation. They're stalking in the path. They're hurrying up and getting into the path. And then they proceed toward the Emporia dead-end street. They're crossing path. They're all monitoring together, but I'm speaking to what you'll see in images. I'm capturing this demon that's sitting right in front of me, engaging in what is criminal surveillance in your face. That's federal prison. And doing so while monitoring with the rest of the demons who are engaging in what is crossing path patrolling around, including Union Pacific. Okay? It is currently 8:05 p.m. And so I'm speaking to what I captured in still images. This is P.O.C. All right, Union Pacific, sounding train activity while this minion is stalking in the path. And right here sitting in front of me, I'm sitting by the flagpole. Union Pacific is the ongoing method of noise and sounding after the train physically crossed path, but the train activity is continuous. So I just want to document that. So this is speaking to what is the frequency of use of the train while this minion is stalking right here. This is the ongoing P.O.C. This is what the entity does by helicopter. All right, so moments ago I captured the image. You've got another train right now. This minion is stalking. I'm going to capture another image of that. And as you can see, that train is going in the opposite direction. And again, this is demonic activity. So you have the moment that I say I'm going to take a picture of that, where the train activity immediately ceases as I start recording. The moment that I say I'm going to take a picture of that, which is exactly what I do, immediately the sound of the train horn is what goes off. This is demonic, and this is a demon that's stalking. Okay, and I'm talking about the demon you see in the plaid shirt. This is the ongoing demonic behavior pattern. Like I said, the Union Pacific. That minion that's driving that Union Pacific. They're going to federal prison. All right, and that's just an easy method of resolving that sort of issue. But I want to be clear, Union Pacific, I'm just giving an idea as to ways in the which, but there are very reasonable methods and necessary methods to the way in which you're going to hold exactly what is underway. This is demonic activity. It's occurring under what is the high frequency of the use of a train, railroad tracks. For what you're looking at is the train, but the sound of the train is occurring with simultaneity to what I'm doing. This is speaking to the demon that's in my face stalking. The demon that's in my face stalking on behalf of the Ontario Police Department in directed light. Okay? But that's what I'm speaking to with what is demonic. The entity is running a train on the train tracks, but it is not even necessarily that actual train that is sounding a horn. Understand that. Okay? You're looking at a train that is on the track, and Satan surrounded me with the sound of a train horn. That's why it is engaging in what is that ongoing simultaneous creation of that noise. Okay, so I just want to speak to that, and that is facilitating conduct for the people of the state. That's the unlawful threat of the people of the state acting via companies such as Union Pacific. And that license plate that I did recite, and I did state that is grounds of federal prison. That it's the same company crossing path in a vehicle, okay, with a license plate, and doing so in directed light with awareness of the fact that they're being documented, all manner of what is an impermissible threat, and doing so as the entity Union Pacific on the railroad tracks. This is the same company, and this is the criminal conduct that they're engaging in, that they're facilitating, and they're engaging in what is demonic conduct. So Satan usually is literally using a minion that is operating a train, conducting a train, and you have what is not even coming from the use of that train, the sound of a train horn. Okay, it's that same demonic behavior. You're talking about what is stalking with audible activity under the guise of the sound of a train horn. Okay, because again, as I'm speaking to, let me take a picture of it, and I'm no longer recording a train horn sounding. As I am documenting the stalking conduct of this minion that's sitting in front of me, you're talking about what is the ongoing sounding of a horn that's going on for a prolonged period, like, and then the moment that I'm going to press record, it stops. That's demonic. That's ongoing real-time knowledge of what I'm doing. That's called stalking with noise. That is a psychopath. And then while the demons sit in your face stalking them, yes, that's federal prison. That's exactly what that is. It is currently 8:10 p.m. And I'm at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. So I just want to be clear, that was the ongoing criminal cooperative act of this demon that's sitting in front representing the people of the state. That is criminal conduct attributed to every minion whose license plate I've documented. This is the entity acting together, okay? And you have what is attributed to conduct on behalf of the demon-possessed police agencies who are engaging in criminal monitoring in the state, as I have revealed them. It is currently 8:10 p.m. This is P.O.C. 10:09 p.m. This is Ontario Police. Okay, just continuously stalking and doing so in a helicopter, okay? The Ontario Police Department, the Upland Police Department, the same demon-possessed entity, the ongoing ceaseless system of group stalking with the people of the state who, as I captured in video, are engaging in surveillance monitoring at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts. That is P.O.C. It's 10:09 p.m.